Imagine floating alone in the open ocean with nothing but deep blue water beneath you. The sunlight fades as you drift farther from shore. Suddenly, a shadow appears below your feet. It grows larger with every second. Your heart begins to race. You try to tell yourself it's just your imagination. But then you see a massive shape moving slowly through the water. A dorsal fin breaks the surface nearby. Your breath stops. You realize you are not alone anymore. What would you do in that moment? Would fear take over your body completely? Or would curiosity push you to look closer? For most people, sharks represent danger and terror. Movies and headlines have painted them as ruthless killers. But what if the truth is completely different? What if the biggest sharks in the world are not the monsters we think they are? What if they are actually gentle giants of the ocean? The ocean hides creatures larger than most people can imagine. Some of them are longer than buses. Some weigh more than elephants. And yet they glide through water with effortless grace. The idea of something so big living beneath us is both terrifying and fascinating. Humans have always feared what they don't understand, especially when it lives in the dark, unknown depths. Sharks have existed for hundreds of millions of years. They were here long before humans ever walked the earth. They survived mass extinctions that wiped out countless species. That alone should make us respect them. But size adds another layer of mystery. The bigger the creature, the more our imagination runs wild. We wonder how powerful it must be. We wonder if we would survive an encounter. And deep down, we wonder what it would feel like to see one up close. Because fear and fascination often exist together. The ocean is the last great unexplored frontier on our planet. We know more about space than we do about the deep sea. That mystery fuels our curiosity. Somewhere beneath the waves, giants are moving silently right now. Creatures so massive, they challenge our perception of life itself. And the truth about them might surprise you. Today, we are diving into the world of the biggest sharks on Earth. Not just their size, but their stories. Not just their power, but their purpose. Because once you understand them, you may never fear the ocean the same way again. Let's start with the largest shark ever known to exist today. Picture a creature nearly 40 feet long. That's longer than a school bus. It weighs more than 20 tons, yet it eats some of the smallest organisms in the ocean. This giant moves slowly, almost peacefully. Divers often describe swimming beside it as life-changing. Instead of fear, they feel awe. Instead of danger, they feel calm. Seeing such a massive animal behave gently challenges everything we expect. Another enormous shark cruises colder waters. Its mouth opens wide as it filters food from the sea. It looks intimidating at first glance, but like the first giant, it poses almost no threat to humans. Then there are predators that truly command respect. Some of the largest hunting sharks combine size with power. Their bodies are built for speed. Their senses are incredibly sharp. They can detect tiny electrical signals from prey. Imagine having senses so advanced you could feel movement from meters away. That level of adaptation is extraordinary. Sharks are not just big. They are perfectly designed for survival. Many people don't realize how intelligent they are. They can learn patterns. They remember locations. They even show curiosity toward divers. One diver once described locking eyes with a massive shark. He expected aggression, Instead, the animal simply observed him. That moment changed his perspective forever. Stories like this happen more often than you might think. Encounters with giant sharks rarely end in tragedy. Most end in wonder. Humans leave with a deeper respect for nature. Size in the animal kingdom often equals dominance, but in sharks, size sometimes equals peace. The biggest ones don't always need to fight. They simply exist at the top of their ecosystem. That quiet confidence is powerful. It reminds us that strength doesn't always mean aggression. As we explore deeper, the mystery only grows. Because the ocean still hides species we barely understand. Some giants are rarely seen by humans at all, which raises an exciting question. What else could be out there waiting to be discovered? Here's the surprising truth most people never hear. Humans are far more dangerous to sharks than sharks are to humans. Millions of sharks are killed every year, many for fins alone. Others are caught accidentally in fishing nets. The giants of the ocean are disappearing, and most people don't even realize it. We fear them because of rare attacks, but statistically, they fear us more. Imagine being hunted simply for existing. Imagine your population declining every year. That is the reality for many large shark species. The biggest creatures often reproduce slowly. That makes recovery difficult. When numbers drop, ecosystems suffer. Sharks play a crucial role in ocean balance. They control prey populations. They maintain healthy marine environments. Without them, entire ecosystems can collapse. The twist is this. The animals we fear might actually be protecting our planet. Their presence keeps oceans stable. Healthy oceans support human life. They regulate climate. They produce oxygen. Suddenly, sharks are not villains anymore. They are guardians. That realization changes everything. Fear transforms into respect. Respect transforms into responsibility. And responsibility leads to action. The biggest sharks represent something deeper than size. They represent survival through millions of years. They represent evolution at its finest. They represent nature's balance. When we lose them, we lose part of Earth's history. Think about that for a moment. Creatures older than dinosaurs could disappear in our lifetime, not because of natural causes, but because of human behavior. That realization can feel heavy, but it also creates opportunity, because awareness leads to change, and change begins with understanding. Which brings us to the most important part of this conversation. The ocean's giants are not asking for fear. They are asking for space to exist. They are asking for balance to be restored. And we have the power to help. Every choice we make affects the planet. What we consume matters. What we support matters. Awareness spreads faster than ever before. You don't need to be a scientist to make a difference. You just need to care. Education is the first step. Share what you learn with others. Challenge myths when you hear them. Replace fear with facts. Replace ignorance with curiosity. When people understand sharks, attitudes change. When attitudes change, policies follow. Conservation becomes possible. Hope becomes real. Imagine future generations seeing these giants in the wild. Imagine oceans full of life again. That vision is achievable, but only if action happens now. Oh. Respect the ocean when you visit it. Support sustainable seafood choices. Encourage conservation efforts. Even small actions create ripple effects. Remember how this started, with a shadow beneath the water, with fear in your chest. Now imagine that same moment differently. Instead of fear, you feel awe. Instead of panic, you feel gratitude. You are witnessing one of Earth's greatest creatures, a survivor of ancient oceans, a symbol of nature's power. That shift in perspective is powerful because the world changes when we change how we see it. The biggest sharks are not just animals, they are reminders. Reminders that nature is bigger than us. Reminders that coexistence is possible. Reminders that respect is stronger than fear. And now the question is yours to answer. Will you choose fear or will you choose understanding?